Working on a civil construction site can be busy with heavy plant and machinery moving about, so there are a number of things you need to be aware of and hazards you should look out for. Let's see what these are. Construction industry induction. Before anyone enters a civil construction site, they need to complete their industry induction, also known as white card. Employee and plant induction. All employees working on a civil construction site have to do a site induction before they can start any work. They also need to read, understand and sign the JSEA or SWIMS and any relevant permits. Also, all plant and machinery has to be inducted on site prior to use, and all safety checks must be completed daily to ensure they are in sound working order. Pre-start meeting. All staff are required to attend the pre-start meeting at the beginning of each day. At the meeting, the team discusses the works planned for the day and identify any hazards associated with them. On a regular basis, staff will also need to attend a toolbox meeting, which will provide more detailed information on the project and safety updates. Ticketed and competent operators. All staff operating plant and machinery need to have a current licence and be competent in operating the specific type of machinery. Competent and trained site personnel. Every staff member or contractor entering a civil construction site should be trained and competent to work in that environment. Less experienced staff or untrained visitors should be supervised at all times. Working on site. There are a number of things that personnel should take particular care of when working on a construction site. Before entering a construction site, standard PPE, including eye protection and gloves, is essential. When moving around the site, make sure you are aware of what other plant and personnel are around you at all times, as it only takes a second for someone to get injured if we don't. Workers should take particular notice of machines frequently reversing. It is important that personnel maintain sufficient room around themselves to allow them to move out of the pathway of oncoming plant or machinery. It is vital that they are not between a machine and a solid object, as this may pose a crush hazard. Also, take note of any specific tripping hazards or holes. Take extra care if working next to deep excavations and trenches. It is also important to note any underground services or overhead power lines. Check that your team is aware of any additional hazards or risks that you may find when working on site. It is important that the right tools, equipment and machines are used for the right job. This is especially important for vision. For example, a smaller machine with greater vision is preferred in this instance. Ensure that you are aware of and abide by all site signage and also follow any traffic controllers if they are present. Communication is essential on any construction site, so it's really important to continually update your work group on what you are doing. If you are working around plant and machinery, you should also make eye contact with the operator to make sure they have seen you before moving around the machines. Never approach plant from its blind side. Extra communication aids, such as two-way radios, may be needed depending on site circumstances. At the end of the shift. At the end of each work shift, it is important to make sure you barricade off any penetrations, clean up all rubbish, tools and equipment, make sure the site is safe. By following these steps, you will minimise the risk associated with working on a construction site. At Delcon Civil, we are committed to the safety and well-being of our staff and the community.